as always, we have to give it a minute for people to turn up and arrive, because unfortunately you have to wait for Facebook to build you an audience. And I know I don't look my best. I'm feeling a little bit crappy, if I'm honest. So before I get into the stuff that's actually really kind of pissed me off this week, first thing I want to say, Paul, well done. Congratulations. I went to watch Paul go fight live. He's a cage fighter. He also does my personal security, which is always a bonus. Fantastic guy, absolutely fantastic guy, and a very well-deserved win. I did get a little bit nervy at one point when I thought that the guy got the better of him, but silly me for thinking that somebody was going to get the better of him. So he did really well. Congratulations all round. I had a fantastic night. Thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Although watching your friend getting a punch up is not normally my idea of fun. Now, I can see we've got 22 people on here, and it's not as many as I would like. Please do hit that share button and tag your friends in. Because, and there's my mummy just come on. She and I had a very good discussion today, and my mum's always a good source of, putting things sometimes into some form of logic. Or she gets quite passionate. And the thing is, because my mum was born on May the 8th, 1945, she was born the day that war ended. My phone's going to keep going off like a lunatic. I will just put it on silent in a minute. So my mum remembers rationing. She lived through rationing. And she knows the changing face of the world from then till now. And one of the things that I noticed was I went to watch Paul fight, which was in the East End of London. And I'll be honest with you, I felt like I was walking down a road in Islamabad or Pakistan or any other country. It didn't feel like England. I didn't feel safe at all. It didn't feel like a safe place to be. There were hordes of Muslim men standing outside pizza places, standing outside shops that they clearly owned. I was absolutely astonished. And I've been to London a lot. I've seen the changing face of London. But now it's unrecognisable. My mum as a girl was a hairdresser, and she used to travel on all of the London Underground. My grandfather was a bus driver for London Regional Transport. He'd served in the armed forces. He also was part of the... he was one of the guys that went out and he liberated the Jews in Bergen-Belsen. And then he became a London bus driver. And my mum remembers when the fog came down so thick in London that you could only just see your hand if you had it this close to your face. But you couldn't barely see your feet. But at no point did my mum feel like she was any kind of danger. And that's not to say the rapes didn't happen in those days, because of course they did. But we are importing, whether we like it or not, mass immigration. We are importing more and more criminals that we don't know anything about. It's bad enough when you have to deal with the criminals in your country that are already here. But when you import that mentality, and when you look at, for example, something that Joanne's just said has just triggered something in my brain as well. Because on my journey on the way there, I had to get several trains and the tubes. It was a long journey. It was an exhausting journey, but I did it. But on the way there, my station had been completely shut down, and we had to travel to a completely different station to get where we needed to be. Then when we got there, we had to travel on Hammersmith and City. They shut down Hammersmith and City. So that took my journey another way. Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan, who wasn't going to oik up the prices of the train fares and everything else. But the first thing you did, you oiked up train fares, didn't you, Mr. Khan? That's what you did. Now, on the subject of Mr. Khan, and I'm going to make this very, 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 very apparent, my feelings on Sadiq Khan. And I made no secret of it when I stood on that platform either. Let me tell you now, anybody and everybody that I spoke to, I made sure they knew that I had absolutely no respect for Sadiq Khan, that I thought he was nothing but a snake in the grass, and I have no respect and no trust for him. And the man should be hoisted from his position and never be allowed to run for any position again, in my personal opinion. But the funny thing is, when obviously all of you saw the mass demonstrations that we've had going on in this country about President Trump coming to the UK. Now, what they don't understand about it, right? They're all protesting about it. You're not going to stop it. Hello. He was invited by the Queen. The Queen invited Trump. And I say, I welcome Mr. Trump. But that march, I watched. Can you all hit share, please, everybody? I'd really appreciate it. And perhaps tag friends in so that friends can come on as well. Now, Sadiq Khan was out on this march. He was out there with a woman called Harriet Harman. Harriet Harman was an advocate for PIE, which is an acronym for Paedophile Information Exchange. She was an advocate for the Paedophile Information Exchange. Now he's out there, and according to him, he said, well, of course, it had nothing to do with the fact that he has personally made it very clear he doesn't want Trump here. Well, you don't get to make that decision, Khan, because you're the London Mayor, nothing more, nothing less. You're in charge of taking care of those trades, and you're in charge of making sure our police are funded, of which you're also failing. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching him with Harriet Harman, and he's banging on about equal rights for women. This is the hypocrisy of the man. Equal rights for women, equal rights for women, equal rights for women. Where are you then, Mr. Khan, when it comes to Baroness Cox's parliamentary bill to stop Sharia courts? Why is your ass not in any of those meetings? Why are you not backing her? Why are you not making a public statement to say that they should be shut down? So funny that, isn't it? It's a very, very good double standard you've got there, Mr. Khan. You want equal rights for women. Which women are they? Which women are they? You don't want it for Muslim women, do you? You don't want it for Muslim women. You're a disgrace to everything I hold dear to this country. Everything that I stand for, everything that I love. You, Mr. Khan, you are a disgrace to all of it. If you want to scream about equal rights for women, get your backside into gear and back Baroness Cox and get these Sharia courts shut down. Now, I also saw, I had people, sorry, I've got my chair, anybody who's got a chair that they can donate to me. My chair is actually falling apart on me, so it can't take the weight of my big fat bum, and it is actually starting to, the handle has actually fell off. So I have a habit of leaning because I'm constantly in pain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with no let up. So Mr. Khan, here's my challenge to you. Although, of course, you won't take any notice of general Joe public. You're not very good at that, are you? You're not very good at listening to the public. Neither is our Prime Minister, and neither is Labour. You don't listen to the public. She's there saying, well, of course, you know, I believe a woman has a right to choose what she wears. How much do you not understand, Theresa May, that many Muslim women are forced to wear the burqa, are forced to wear the niqab, are forced to wear the hijab? Why aren't you backing people like Taj Hagi, who's an Oxford University professor, who set light to a burqa? He's an imam, and he set light to the burqa, he set light to the niqab, and he set light to the hijab. They are not a requirement under Islam, full stop. So why are you backing it, Miss May? Would that be because you said Sharia is good for the country? It's not good for my country. It's not good for Australia or any other country. So I started to do a bit of digging, as I do, and you then find, and I'm really, really sorry, I do have to make notes, because if I don't make notes, I forget things, and I really don't want to forget things, because I'm so, frankly, I'm so pissed off at the weakness of this government, the spineless backbone of this government. There is not one politician prepared to step up and say enough is enough. And those lords and peers and baronesses like Baroness Cox, who are willing to step up, are the people that the likes of Hope Not Hate want to call Islamophobes. Now, the other thing that really riled me up is I actually put a picture up of myself and 3 Muslim women. Now, each of those Muslim women have suffered Sharia law. Each of them. Fawzia Rashid. Now, you can go onto the Maria's website. Her statement that she read out to MPs, to barons and to baronesses, and lords who are now backing Baroness Cox's parliamentary bill, are doing so because of the courage of people like Fawzia Rashid. Because she has literally blown the whistle on the sham investigation into these Sharia courts. And yet, I had people had the audacity, and they were people on the right, I will make this very clear. These are people that claim to be on the right. I don't like all this left-right bullshit. I don't believe there is left and right. It's just right and wrong, end of. But I had people who claim to be on the right have the audacity to inbox me, calling me some of the most grotesque names, a traitor to my race. And words like, I bet you love packy cock. Oh yeah, that's the kind of messages I got. And I was inundated with them. Now, I am not going to tolerate that kind of crap on my page. And anybody who's got that mentality needs to get off it now. Because you're not welcome, and I don't welcome it. When women are prepared to step up at the risk of violence towards them from within their own communities, from their own families, that takes balls. It takes courage. You support them. You do not attack them. Fawzia, Tanvir, and Roma were 3 women prepared to do just that. If you want Sharia court shut down, you need the power of these women's voices. And anybody who doesn't get that is pig ignorant. And don't inbox me with your hatred. Because unlike the rest of them, do you know what? You don't upset me. I don't go to bed and cry to myself to sleep because you've said some abusive words. Doesn't faze me at all. If anything, it separates the chaff from the wheat, and I'm happy to get rid of you. So that's one thing that really, really bugs me. These women, it took a lot of courage. Okay, a lot of courage to step up. All you have to do is Daryl Bowman, I appreciate your comment. But trust me, I know, I do understand how this works in our country. I've been fighting this for a very, very long time, and I will continue to do so. Then I read, just to, add insult to injury to me today. And this is where I have to, sorry, otherwise I can't read anything, and none of you are going to understand what I'm on about. Diane Abbott. Oh, you are one racist scumbag, Diane Abbott. No woman has ever repulsed me more than you, Diane Abbott. You are a racist. You are scum. You are trash. You are not worthy of a single red cent of taxpayers' money. And yet, Abbott's charity, Diane Abbott's charity, spent all of its cash. Charity. Note the word charity. Spent all of its cash on one big bash. A fucking party. Nearly £10,000 she wasted on a party. Bet you didn't have a migraine for that, did you, Diane? That was your excuse for not going and voting with regards to the Brexit, because you had a migraine. Well, here's a little bit of advice to you, Miss Abbott. 2 paracetamol, 2 ibuprofen. I should know I suffer with migraines, and I have done since I was a young kid. My father suffered with them, and you can get rid of them. No excuse. You didn't have a migraine. You just didn't want to go and put your motor vote down, but you still want to take taxpayers' money while wasting £10,000 worth of taxpayers' money on a party. You're a disgrace. You're a racist disgrace at the best, and at the worst, you're a disgrace to everything else that I hold dear to this country. You absolutely repugnant woman. You're repugnant. You repulse me. And if I had an opportunity, trust me now, Russia Today, I lay it down to you. Do please, by all means, organise a debate with me and Diane Abbott. I will wipe the floor with her racist backside. You then see a woman from Bognor Regis, and fair play to this woman to have the courage to come out and speak. She was a pregnant mum, and she was raped, lasting 15 hours at the hands of an illegal immigrant who threatened her with a grenade. Now, I don't know what part of our politicians are they not understanding of the word illegal. It's a bit like, you know, if I come into your house and I smash your window and I come in and I steal your shit. Well, that's called illegal. Okay? That's an offence. An illegal immigrant is just that. And all you lovies out there, all you liberal left, all you crybaby, snowflake generation, give me a safe space and a comfort cushion because I just can't cope with words that might upset me, are silent on these kind of issues. You are silent on Sharia law. You are silent when it comes to Sharia law courts operating in this country. You are silent when it comes to girls being groomed and raped in their absolute masses. You are silent over and over and over. And you so-called feminists, you are not feminists, you are feminazis, and you sure as hell do not represent women like me. You don't represent me now, you never represented me then, and you sure as hell will never represent me in the future. A true feminist would stand up against this abhorrent behaviour, but you do nothing. Nothing. You go out and you protest and you march, and it's don't let Donald Trump in. Oh no, Donald Trump, no Donald Trump. Donald Trump isn't out there raping anybody. Right, you all sit there and go, oh well, he said grab her by the pussy. Well, he said he didn't actually do it. Like he said it. He just said it. But you, oh yeah, you're so proud of your feminine ways. You're dressed as giant vaginas. Well, if it looks like a twat, chances are it talks like a twat. And all of you that were out there, you talk like twats. Again, you are repulsive. And I do intend, we've got I have also put a link in here. Thank you for that, Terry James. I wasn't aware of that. Diane Abbott was in Parliament an hour earlier giving her speech on the Donald Trump ban. Not such a bad migraine then, eh, Diane? Not such a bad migraine. I mean, there is only one headache and one giant pain in the arse when it comes to you, Diane Abbott, and it's you. You are the pain in the arse. Now, I've put a link here for the Maria's conference, which is coming up. We have joined with our Ernest Sam. Our Ernest Sam has got the PayPal account, and he will be pushing that out as well. Karen Kelly, I'm hoping she'll help me keep a list of the names. She was absolutely fantastic. Can't fault her at the last one. She kept a track of the names and made sure that everybody who was meant to be there, who was meant to be on that list, whose name was down and had paid, was done so. Then again, sorry, bear with me. Today again, Sweden, a rapist who raped a 13 and 14-year-old girl got only 2 months in prison and a residence permit as well. The judge said this was because he was 17 when he raped them. Oh, he's 17. Did he not know what his penis was for? Is that what it is? Didn't know what his penis was for. Okay. Now, carrying on from what Sonia Jarmans has just put up there. Something she sent to me the other day, and she translated it for me because obviously she can speak the language. 2 Iranian guys have been raping young women and girls in Sweden. Case went to court and the verdict was last year, but the media have only just reported on it. 1,700 videos, 41,000 pictures, 2 girls gang raped as young as 16. As young as 16. I just find it astonishing, absolutely astonishing, and the complete idiocy and lunacy of our political elite ignoring the fact that immigrants are coming into this country and they are raping en masse. It's happening, but we'll pretend it's not, because big old Diane Abbott and her huge, giant, size 22 feet, also racist that she is, She wouldn't have the balls to stand up and speak up about this either, because she's a coward. Morally, she's a coward. In every way, she's a coward. But hey, don't worry, because she threw a nice big bash for £10,000. So what are we worried about? What are we worried about? Diana had a good time. Didn't have a migraine that night. She had a party. She had a right good time. Please hit the share on this. ISIS offering potential recruits protection, payment and free passage to Europe. Really? What countries do you think that is? Just by chance. Germany? Sweden? England? United Kingdom? I mean, they're not going to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia don't want them. Thousands of tents out there, air-conditioned tents, not one refugee have they taken. Not one. Donald Trump puts a ban, and they're calling it a Muslim ban. It's not a Muslim ban at all. But he puts a ban on certain countries, same countries that Obama puts a ban on. But no, what we're going to have in the UK is thousands of crybaby, snowflake generation lefty kids being raised with the mentality of shame of themselves. I blame the schools. I blame the education system. I blame the government. Hold them accountable. They're a disgrace. My mum was saying to me today, we were talking about history as such. And she said when she was a girl growing up, she was taught about the Crusades and that the Crusades were a good thing. But that's not what our kids are being taught now. That's not what we're being taught now. Now we're being taught that the Crusades were these terrible people. Well, no, they weren't. They were a reaction to an action. But that shame is instilled into our youth. Again, something else that we covered today when we was talking is I am so sick to the back teeth of this constant, we've bred a nation of lazy people. We've got a nation of lazy people. Me and my mum we threw around some things that we'd done growing, whether it was me as a young woman or whether it was my mum as an older woman, as a mum. Now, sorry, bear with me. I'll put this on silent because this will go off all night otherwise. Sorry about that. Now, here's just a few of some of the jobs that I have done. From cabbage cutting, potato grading, which is basically picking your potatoes out of the ground for you. I've even done flower picking. I've cleaned chalets and caravans where I've had to do hard work. It's really hard work. I've done all of these jobs. We don't live in a country of lazy people, but what we do live in is, and it's something that occurred to me that was done when I was at school. I had a teacher, I always remember this teacher, horrible woman, and everybody called her Naggy Norman, okay? Miss Norman, her name was. There's a reason she wasn't married, because she was a bitch. But there was a place where we used to live, and it was called Gymflex. Gymflex made a certain brand of T-shirts and sweatshirts, etc. And it's where everybody went and got a job if, according to them, they were too thick to do anything else. That was the mentality that she had. And I can always remember when it comes around to careers advice that she pulled me aside and she said, you will be nothing more than a Gymflex girl. Like it was something to be ashamed of, which made me go, I don't care what I do in this life, but I will never be a Gymflex girl. But there was no shame in working in Gymflex. These people work hard and they get a decent pay and they work and they pay their taxes just like everybody else does. But she instilled this sense of shame. And the same was done to my daughter. When I was saying, and my son, do you really want to end up with a job like working the land? Is that what you really want to do? Really? Do you really want to be doing a job, sweeping floors, street sweeping, dustman? Is that the kind of job you want, really? As if these jobs are something to be ashamed of. So what we've got is it's a bunch of snowflake generations now that go, well, no, I left school and I went to college. I went to music college, right? But I don't care. I'd rather be on the dole or living off my mum and dad because I don't want to actually go and lower myself to doing a menial job. Well, do you know what? I tip my hat to every dustman. to every road sweeper, to every man who walks around litter picking, to every woman who works in a factory. And I've worked in some really crap factories. Really crap factories. One of the worst factory jobs I had, in fact. I had to stand, I swear this on a children's license, God's on the street. All the frozen peas used to come down this giant chute. And I had to stand there with rubber gloves on and pick out each black pea. So that you lot, when you went and bought your bird's eye, didn't have any black peas in there. That's what I did for a job. When my ex-husband was extremely ill and his health was really poor and he couldn't work, that's what I went and did. Along with cabbage cutting and collie cutting and everything else. I did jobs that were not beneath me. They brought home the bread and butter. Now we've got these liberal lefty students and they all sit there and they go, well, no, because I want a job doing this and I want to be Superman. Oh, I'm not going to do that. That's far beneath me. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to dress as a giant vagina. And I'm going to go out on a march against Donald Trump because I am the new woman of today. That's why they are feminazis. They are not feminists. Please, everybody, stop referring to them as feminists. They do not have the right to earn that title. They have no right to it. And people will say to me, what do you say is the difference between a feminist and a feminazi? And I get this question a lot of, actually, especially in America, which I understand why. I've seen your so-called feminists in America. They're nearly as bad as our so-called feminists in this country. And I'll tell you the difference. No man's worth more than me, and I'm not worth more than any man. My life is no greater value than any man's life. But we are different. I can give birth and breastfeed. Well, I can't now because I've had a hysterectomy. But I could. Whether men like this or not, or whether women like this or not, and all you little feminazis out there that are also butthurt that you weren't given a penis when you were born. Well, that's fine if you want to have surgery and you want to become a man. I don't have an issue with that. But don't tell me that you're a feminist just because you've got an had surgery. Does that make you a feminist? A feminist will look at a man and admire and respect the differences. Doesn't make us less vulnerable than the other. No life is worth more than my life, and just because it's male and vice versa. So a true feminist, a real feminist, whether you be male, I know men that are true feminists, far more so than these liberal, crybaby, snowflake generation, weak-kneed, limp-wristed, can't even hold a fucking handshake, let alone hold their head up high. I've seen them, they shake hands like this. Honestly, like they're shaking hands with the T-Rex. I've gone up and I've said to them, you know, I'll go in for the proper big, you know I've got a grip of your hand. No, I've shook their hands and it's limp, like they're shaking the hand of the T-Rex. Well, I suppose compared to them, I am a fucking T-Rex. I am. I will bite your head off for being a twat, for dressing like a twat, for bringing such an embarrassment to the female genitalia. Talking of female genitalia. Where are they on female genital mutilation? Not a word. Not a word. We're not going to mention FGM. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. We're feminists. We don't mention female genital mutilation. It might offend people. I don't give a shit who it offends. I don't care if I offend people because I call bullshit on Sharia courts. I don't care if I offend people if I call bullshit on rapists that are coming into the country because we've got mass immigration. We have enough to deal with our own criminals, our own rapists in this country. But then you see, hang on a minute, because there was something else I made a note of. I think I've got it open here. Bear with me a minute. There we go. Right. Somali sex attacker handed 105k in compensation is among 4 million of government payouts. British taxpayers have shelled out millions of pounds in compensation to foreign criminals. Shocking figures have revealed they include an unnamed sex attacker from Somalia who was awarded $105,000 in compensation. Another Sudanese, Jamal Keita Salah, who was jailed after luring schoolgirls to his home for sex, received a payout. The Home Office has handed out hundreds of crooks and eye-watering $2 million over the last year after it was found out they were locked up for too long. Another $2 million was also handed to illegal immigrants who claimed they were unlawfully detained between 2015 and 2016. What part of illegal immigrant are they finding difficult? If you're an illegal immigrant, we don't know your jack shit, so why are we paying it? Responding to criticism, the Home Office spokesman said they were committed to treating detainees with dignity and respect. Is that the same dignity and respect that they gave when they raped these girls, these women? Is that the same respect that they gave? Oh, I know, you've raped somebody, yeah, but we kept you in 2 days longer than we should have done. Don't you worry about it, sunshine, we're going to give you $105,000 for that 2 days inconvenience. I'd say make them serve their 20 years and then ship them out of my country. I say make them serve 5 years and ship them out of my country. I've got a better idea, chemical castration, and then ship them out of my country. Does that offend people? Do I give a shit? No. Where are the feminazis on this then? Where are they? All crying into their pillows because you're beating up on these immigrants, these poor immigrants. Illegal immigrants. Get this word through your thick skulls, you silly, namby-pamby, lefty, liberal crybaby. Seriously, get it through your head. There's a word in front of that word, immigrant. Illegal. It's not rocket science to understand this. But hey, don't worry, you raped a girl. We'll give you a few million. We'll give you a few thousand. No big deal. But it's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to the girl that was raped. And if anybody, any of these liberal lefties, I would defy them. Conference is open now. The link is in there. Please hit on that share and also click onto the link to the event. The conference is coming up. I will hopefully have a statement by another lady who's contacted me who was also raped by Muslims. I've also got a young man who messaged me, raped by a Muslim. So don't anybody think that rape is just a female thing. It isn't. It's not just a man on woman crime. Okay? This boy was raped. He was lured and he was raped. His life has been massively affected. And these liberal lefty crybabies, you want to come along to the conference, I defy you to come along to the conference and put those questions to me, and I will guarantee that if you do not leave there hanging your heads in shame for the bullshit that you spout, then I promise you now, it's because you are weak of mind, weak of soul, and weak of heart. Well, I am not. I was raised by my mum. I am strong of heart, strong of mind, and strong of soul. I believe in right over wrong, and I sure as hell, if you won't stand up and scream, I sure as hell will. So after this event, my next thing, I'm going to pick a date for a year in advance. I'm going to spend a year building it. I don't care if they come from America, I don't care if they come from Australia, I don't care where they come from. But I want to see the biggest, so-called on the right, opposing feminist, real feminists, showing these feminazis what a real feminist will stand up for and against. I would like to see thousands fill the streets in this country, in Australia, in America. I don't care where you hold it. But real feminists now need to step up and step out. And if I have to, I don't care. I'll take it to America. I'll hold it in America if I have to. I'll hold it in Australia. I don't care where I hold it. I will hold it in London, but I guarantee you now, I'm not letting it go. These feminazis need to be exposed for the hypocrites and the disgrace that they are to what a real woman will stand up for. Now, this does not mean I exclude men. I do not exclude men. I've said repeatedly, I know men who are real feminists because they believe in equality for women. But they equally know we are different. And I will back them every step of the way, just as they back me. Paul, who I went to watch fight in cage fighting, I mean, you don't get much more than that. A cage fighter is a feminist. That's a real feminist. So, like I said, if you look on the link, you will see the link to the event for the next conference, the next Maria's conference. Baroness Cox is going to be there. Hopefully she won't get called out to Sudan this time. If I have to, I'll tape her down by her ankles. Christine Dzerbazen-Bolin, that's an unusual name. I would love to come to America, my darling, but somebody would have to cover my costs of my hotel and my flight because I just do not have that kind of money. There is the PayPal on the link for the conference, for the Maria's conference. The link is there. So is the PayPal. We will, same rules apply. We need your name. Okay? You need to make your payment. We're asking for £10. The venue is big. It's in Hertfordshire. The room is bigger to hold more people because last conference was so successful. Last year's conference was so successful. Karen Kalinowski, you're staying here, so you know hotel bill. Well, that depends what part of America we're doing. We're trying to get me into all these different parts of America. So the event is there. If you want to come, if you're going to come, you must give myself or Shane your full name. Karen, my darling, although you said nope, you know there's nobody I rely on more to keep track of the list and to make sure it's all done in little less chaos. And I want to fill that room again. Now, the people coming along, Baroness Cox, Fozia Rashid will be there, where she will no doubt read her statement. She'll answer any questions you've got with regards to Sharia courts and what she went through. This woman was took at 16 years of age. Her family sent her on what was supposed to be a holiday to Karachi. Her uncle met her, put a gun to her head and forced her to marry her cousin. She then had a God knows how many years battle in the UK because they allowed Sharia law to trump UK law. Tanvir forced to marry her rapist. Roma, who was told hundreds of Sharia courts she contacted, hundreds. She was told she needed to go into a 3-month mourning period where she should not wear makeup, not wear deodorant, not go out the house. This is what's happening, and it's happening in our country right now. Right now. Every day. Girls being raped and abused every single day. It goes on. And it goes on unchallenged by these feminazi bitches. Well, do you know what? This bitch bites back. And we will show these feminazis what a true feminist looks like. We will stand against them and their idiocy and their ignorance and their failure to actually address the issues hitting our country and hitting every country that's being affected by this. That's what a true feminist will do. She will stand up for right over wrong. Just as I looked at that demonstration going on with Sadiq Khan and Harriet Harman out front, my stomach turned, just as I am sure that the suffragettes turned in their graves to see women out there dressed as suffragettes abusing the colours of the suffragettes. Excuse my language on this, right? I will apologise for this one. But you can all go fuck yourselves if you think you can take the colours of the suffragettes and feel you represent them, because you sure as hell do not represent real women, real females and real feminists and men who will stand with me, and trust me, there's many that do. They are better feminists than those feminazis will ever be. And from the minute that they could up and walk, my God, they sure as hell should have been made to sit down, shut up, learn and listen. But they didn't. And now they're ignorant and they're dumb and they're stupid. And all they care about is stopping Donald Trump from coming to the UK. Well, I say welcome, Mr. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. You are welcome to my country. And no amount of protesting from these morons will stop you because you were invited by the Queen of England. So they can just suck it up, buttercup, because it's happening. And life's a bitch. And you either marry one or you face one. And these feminazis are about to face one. Because I'm your worst nightmare. I'm a blonde with attitude. What can I say? So if anybody has any questions about the event, I've noticed there's loads of comments and I've ignored them. Sorry, I was on a bit of a rant, she says as she draws breath. So my apologies for ranting, but it's infuriated me. Karen Kelly, you're getting no more grovelling. I will, however, turn up and kick your backside. Sonia Dharma, today Zero Tolerance Day for FGM. Did you hear of any of these so-called feminists say a word? No. Bet you did. Of course we didn't. Of course we didn't. They're too busy protesting against Trump, the President of the United States of America, whether we like it or not. I did have to laugh, though. I did have an American, and I tagged some of my American friends in to see what was being said to me. And what she was saying was absolutely disgraceful about the people of our country being weak and how we are weak people. We're not weak people. We're not. But our politics are different to the politics of America. It operates differently. But the best bit was, she then went and inboxed what she thought was a load of other people. She just done a copy and paste this real rant about me. But she sent it to me. If you're going to bitch about someone, never let them know you're bitching about them. And I think sending it directly to me might have been a slight cock up there. And there's another hypocritical part of Islam, they can rape boys. True. And yes, as Karen says, do please attend. Please, those who like I said, if you look on here, if you click onto the link that I've put in here, click onto it, it'll take you to the event. Make your payment. We're not asking for a lot. I make no money. I do not make a single red cent. Neither does Shane. It will pay for the cost of the venue and it will pay for the cost of a couple of the speakers we've got. Some have been non-confirmed yet. Hello, Kelly Lee Love. So we do want and need to cover the cost of that venue because it's got to come out of my pocket somehow. And if I have to find the money, well, I'll find it, even if I have to get a loan out to do it. Because these conferences are important. And they give an opportunity that you otherwise would never get. And that's a proper opportunity to actually have an open question session where you can put a question to anybody. The speakers are getting better each time. And eventually I will get the likes of Douglas Murray. I guarantee it. So I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to get a cup of tea. Maybe watch a movie. Maybe rant a little bit more. Unless you've got any questions, and I don't think you have. Yes, she's been sleeping a lot. Too much. Worries me. No, Karen, it's a PayPal. We're using a PayPal because when we use the GoFundMe to cover for the cost of the... But if people want to donate towards the event, honestly, every penny is appreciated. But when we use the GoFundMe, they take 10% of each payment that goes in. But there is a PayPal, which if you look on my page, scroll through, you can see the event, the PayPal there. You can actually click on, and if people do want to donate, if you're in America, Australia, every single red cent will help and will go towards this venue and get done what we need to do. My mother, make me a cuppa, will you? Make your own. Cheek. Now, for those of you that know, do by all means give me the Mexican wave as I go off and make myself a nice cup of tea. And any questions you got, inbox me or inbox Shane Williams or inbox Karen Kelly, because what I don't know, she'll know, and what she doesn't know, we can always find out. So thanks. There's my Mexican wave. I do love that Mexican wave at the end. Thank you very much, Lee Miller. Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Sweet dreams. Don't let the bed bugs bite unless you've paid them. And if they're lefties, definitely don't let them anywhere near you. For now, be good. Stay safe.